So here I am in the middle of stretching out my screen, and I forgot I was going to run measurements before I actually put it up. So I just reran RU. So that is the current baseline with the rug, and the clipping issue seems to have been resolved. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but it looks a little better. I will recompare it to the other measurement. I just don't have it loaded up right now. And the remote AVR app on the phone is working today. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier or not. I don't think I did. So, I screwed in the Wi-Fi antennas. Maybe that made a difference. Maybe just wanted to behave today. I don't know. But it's back up and working the way it should. So, I just realized that speaker's twisted because I needed the room to work. I should probably fix that and rerun this measurement. But yep, working on the screen. That'll be up here in a little bit. And then this place is really starting to come together. So I will update you in a little bit as soon as I get some another measurement after I rotate that guy. It sounded exactly the same. But you rotate it and that's what it looks like now. I'm glad I caught that. But yeah, it's funny how that works. Like I said, it sounded the same in my ear, but it's different enough. I mean, we're not talking, we're not talking a huge number of dB, but there's a couple that are, not insignificantly different. So yep, back to the screen attachment. I just thought that was interesting. I decided the new screen wasn't working out, so I went back to the old one. Nah, just kidding. Yeah, you saw that coming, right? So, there you go. He is up. I have not refocused it since I actually put it up. It was a lot smaller when I actually had it moved forward. But it's up. It's pretty straight. It is pretty unwrinkled. It is still going to get mounted to the wall, which, looking at the brackets, I thought they actually connected to each other. I didn't realize the screen literally just hung from it. They don't connect in any way. So it's actually going to be a lot easier to hang up there than I thought. So that will be soon. Just need to attach a piece of wood to bring it down enough to clear that pipe. And then I can actually get it up off the floor like it's supposed to. That's what it looks like with the curtains. So there you go. Need to fluff them out a little bit. I haven't really figured out exactly how much ruffle I want yet. I have plenty of panels, so I got plenty to work with. And obviously, the curtains are going to be needed to block out the light from this window. I don't really want to lose the window, because, we do come down here and do other things. But the curtains should block enough light to make it fine. But yep, old screen, itty bitty. I mean, it's 100 inches, it's not exactly tiny. But, certainly dwarfed compared to the bigger one. Like I said, not even focused. It looks pretty damn good. It's also in digital cinema mode, so it's the most color accurate mode. It can get a lot brighter if I wanted to, but it looks really good. So there you go. Screen is up. It's getting close to bedtime, but I'm gonna try to at least get a couple more panels up before I call it a day. And then we'll go from there. It also sounds really good in here now too. Like I said, I still haven't run any of my calibration. I haven't set any distances, but actually playing Aquaman, it sounded alright. I ain't gonna complain, that's for damn sure. So there you go. We're in the home stretch as far as functionality. I mean, it's basically ready to go. The curtains are both aesthetic and functional. And then we'll actually, worry about the walls and the acoustics and all that other stuff. And the projector does need a little bit of alignment, It's a little off on the edges there, so I need to do some micro adjustments there, but I can worry about that later. It's not really impacting it all that much right now. Alright, so there you go. This is a really short video, so I will probably add curtains to the end of this, but that's where we are currently. See you later. Hey, something else I wanted to mention while I'm thinking about it. Remember those shelves I mentioned from Office Depot? Well, apparently they couldn't charge my payment for whatever reason, even though the money was already pre-authorized. And then even though I called them to resolve it, they just ended up canceling my order anyway. So Meyer's doing 20% discount for employees this week. Went ahead and just got some good old Sterilite plastic shelves. Woohoo. They'll get the job done. They'll go over there. So I've kind of organized that part of the basement. But yeah, thank you Office Depot for, you know, being great. Also, I figure I'll take it behind the screen. So, you know, screen. And you got the space back here for activities. So I can, you know, get to this binding post nice and easy. They can get to like the ducts and the plumbing and stuff. That's why I wanted this light back here, so it's not totally dark. So, you know, master plan. You can see, you know, a little bit of the carpet pokes through. Yeah, so there's gonna be a curtain here to kind of block this all off. But there's plenty of room back here for storage and stuff. Probably gonna move the subwoofer forward. I don't really know yet. We'll have to see. Speaker should be about where I want them though. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Next thing, I'm gonna go ahead and take out some of the ceiling tiles. Kind of lay them out on the floor so I can get an idea of what kind of coverage I'm gonna get. Hopefully they're easy to cut, because I'm obviously I'm gonna have to cut it out for the light bulbs. And that's probably it. In theory, I'm gonna get wood that's thick enough to go past this one pipe that just happens to stick out, you know, they didn't cut a hole for. And then I'm not sure that there's enough to come far enough back to these first set of Atmos speakers, but I'll have to work around those too. And, you know, if it comes out that far. But we'll see. I'm gonna take a look and see where it is. And like I said, I still want to get some panels up. I haven't got that far yet. Hopefully soon. But like I said, I'm running out of light here. Well, not so much light, but we're running out of time before bed. Alright, so see you in a bit. Well, what a difference some curtains makes. This is a pretty decent transformation from what it was. It actually looks like a space now. So the curtains are almost done. I got them around most of the perimeter. The only thing I haven't done completely yet is the back wall. So I was discussing what I wanted to do there, and what I think I've decided is we're gonna go one more panel on either side of the speaker to kind of go behind it, and next to it, kind of like over here. It actually worked better on this side because of the wood. And I mean, I'm still adjusting them here and there. I probably need to put a couple of pins in or something, but you get the idea. The idea is to, you know, not see much of the wood, but whatever. It was covered more before. And then we'll do two of the foam panels, these guys here, right next to each, well, yeah, next to each other, something like that. So we'll have 2 rows of those going down the center of the projector, probably to the floor since I have the panels now. Originally I was going to do 3 or 4 rows, I wasn't really sure. But with the curtains, I don't want to make them too dense. And like I said, I need to cut a gap in the wood for the projector to beam through. So I can't really go to the ceiling with the curtains. So I figured that'd be good. Plus that's where your, you know, majority of your echo is going to come from the front stage. So that'll take care of that. As you can see, the screen is also now up. Small change in plans. Basically, I was originally going to raise it up off the floor as much as possible. Problem with that is, even, you know, with moving it back and everything, I'm already just barely seeing the bottoms of the Atmos speakers. They actually cast a very slight shadow. And, you know, for letterbox content, it's fine. You won't see it. You really don't notice it for 16:9 either. Primarily for the reason being that the screen also is not perfectly aligned. I think, unfortunately, it's as close as it's going to get for a number of factors. You know, the projector's not completely level with the ceiling. It's the included strong mount? I forget. Whatever the mount that it comes with. Yeah, it is not fine adjust. I mean, it's a nice mount. It holds it nice and securely, but, you know, loosen the screw, tip it a bit, tighten the screw kind of deal. You know, the screen not being mounted probably isn't totally level. The floor is not level. But you know what? It's pretty dang close. It's so dark in here with the curtains. You really can't see the borders. Yeah, the curtains kind of help mask that a little bit too. So you know what? It's good enough. I'm pretty happy with it. As you can see, the curtain's a little cutting into it there. And like I said, you know, I'm moving around a lot. I'm moving a lot of stuff. So this stuff keeps kind of getting bumped and whatever. It's all going to be, you know, adjusted appropriately at some point. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up a test pattern here in a second, so you can kind of see how it's off. And like I said, it's not a lot, just enough, you know. But I am happy with the results. Are you gonna come up? Oh, that is not the button I want. That one? It's hard to see in the dark. I don't think that's the button I wanted. Uno momento. Oh, that was the aspect button. Where is your... There you are. It's in the opposite corner from what I thought. There we go. Alright, so... I mean, like I said, the top's not bad. The edges, you know, are pretty good. But you can see it kind of the bottom right corner juts out a little bit. And the bottom left corner is up a little high. So, Hey, I wasn't done with that. So I've screwed around with it. The keystone, which I didn't want to use, doesn't really fix it either. Now, the other sort of issue is I could just zoom it in a little between the curtains and the black velvet on the outside. Yeah, I'd crop a little bit of the image, but it would definitely fill, you know, edge to edge. I am at the, depending on how you look at it, minimum or maximum zoom of the projector. I can't actually get it any bigger at this distance. And I thought about maybe moving the projector back again, but the issue with that is I don't really have very many places I can put it. So it's mounted here on this beam. I can't do it here because of the light. Can't do it here because of the AC duct. So I could only put it there because obviously that one's too small and also the duct. So I mean, it's got the throw. I could do that, and I mean the runs would still be okay. I could just move over the power, Ethernet, and HDMI over to this hole and it'd be fine. But at least for now, since like I said I couldn't really see it anyway, I think I'm going to leave it where it is. I mean, you can tell it's pretty close to the tip there. Goes pretty much to the tip there. I am pretty happy with it. So the other thing about not now moving it is, instead of having a border top and bottom, we can just do the border at the top. So I'm gonna have a blue, kind of those art 3D panels. It's like a blue, almost flower pattern. That's gonna go across the top just to cover up that gap there. It'll hide that back bulb, which is my rear screen light. But you know, I don't mind it going this slow. And like I said, when you're actually playing like 16:9 content, you can still pretty much see everything. And with why are you doing that, Google? That's all I wanted. The new Android TV is weird. When you're doing a 235, you know, it's gonna matter even less. Especially, I'm gonna do lens position, so I'm actually gonna have it raised up to the top part of the screen. So there's that story. Let's see, what's not gonna get me copyright strikes? Probably nothing. Also, it was being kind of weird the other day. I don't know if it was just having a moment, or if I don't actually have my amplifier on right now. I see, it's fine. I was just having a moment. Yes, no, yes, you should still hitching. I think it's having issues decoding something or other, because it obviously can't do anything with the audio. At least I hope that's the case. I better turn on the amplifier and make sure. I don't know why it's hitching, because this should all be fine. It's been fine before. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't actually calibrated it yet. That is a soon project. But I mean, you can see with the 16:9, it actually has a little bit of black bar top and bottom anyway. So, you know, whatever. Doesn't really matter that it's not totally covering the screen. I would probably prefer to zoom that in, like I said, crop the edges a bit, but that's just not an option with this particular distance. So that's the state of affairs. I haven't really changed anything with the cable management yet as far as the amplifier. I still need to do that. I will go ahead and run back there though, because I did get some shelves going finally. Open up the doorway here. And actually, before we run over there, here is the rear, now that it's all curtained up. So you can surprisingly see through it pretty good, but you can't really from the other side. It's kind of neat. So like I said, still plenty of room back here. I am gonna, like I said, cover this up with some kind of 3D panel thing. But I went ahead and got 3 other stereo light shelves up at least. This is not its final organization. I just kind of wanted to get stuff up off the floor. So there's that. One more project, at least in motion. So it's definitely coming together. It's getting pretty late here, and my battery's getting kind of low. So I am going to be going to bed here. But that brings you up to speed. Even though it's probably going to be 3 weeks till you actually see this, because I did upload a video today, and I think, well, that was rude, Mr. GoPro. I was almost done. Anyway, just to finish off the last video, it's been about a week since I recorded the last segment, but like I said, I'm behind on posting anyway, so I wasn't really super worried about finishing up that one. But I got the next 3 days off. I went ahead and actually went home early today, since we were pretty dead. So I'm gonna quickly wrap up the video you're watching, and then I'll do some more stuff and start on the next video. So basically, like I was saying, what was I saying? I just watched the clip too. Oh yeah, so basically, the screen's as good as it's getting pretty much, although I am moving it a little bit. Just a couple of minor updates since that video. I went ahead and put up the last two panels in the back. It's actually not really going to go on either side of the speaker like I was thinking, because that's as far over on the right side as I can go without cutting into the beam. Also, while we're here, it's been a couple of days, I have a new kitty cat. Say hi, Simba. That's the name he came with. But yes, he's very affectionate. We weren't really planning on getting a senior cat, and he is 12. But we just fell in love with him, and we know senior cats don't get a whole lot of love. Hey, bud. So we went home with the senior cat. But I'll get back to you in a minute. So anyway, still going to do the two foam panels. I may even, depending on how the acoustics work, put panels behind the curtains that won't be visible. Just more for sound reasons than aesthetics. I have done a couple of movie watches, clips and stuff. I haven't actually sat down and watched anything all the way through. And my initial thoughts were correct because of the vents and the construction of the townhouse. Watching a movie at reference is pretty much a whole house experience. You don't hear too much outside of the rumble of the big subwoofer. But you can clearly hear dialogue clear up to the second floor from the basement. So all the acoustics that I'm doing outside of helping echo and stuff in the room really isn't going to do anything to contain the sound, or very minimal. It's mostly just for aesthetics. The 3D panels I was talking about did arrive. So they're actually darker than I thought. So that's what they look like. They're also bigger than I was really thinking. I mean, I had the description. Excuse me, kitty. I just didn't really pay that much attention. So I'm going to have to cut them down. This is a poor example of how I cut it. But basically they're going to be more or less in half. My thought is to mount them kind of like that. So they will cut into the felt of the border here. So that'll reduce that. Because I don't want to really cut into the pattern any more than I already have. So that'll be all the way across. I do have enough panels now. I'm thinking about maybe going across the top of the curtains. At least on that side, and maybe along the side over here to kind of cover up the silver vent, and possibly even all the way across the back. It's up high enough. I think it's actually above the beam of the projector. We'll have to see. So there's that. So like I said, this is the tail end of the previous video. The next stuff I'm probably going to be shooting is, I think I'm going to go ahead, outside of giving my cat lots of attention. You missed me. I've been at work all day. I'm going to go ahead and I read a review on the projector which had some preliminary calibration results. Obviously without a meter it's not going to be perfect, but I'm going to go ahead and put in their recommended settings just to kind of dial in what I can. I'm going to mount these blue panels across the front. See if I totally hate it or not. The black panels still are not going to be on the ceiling for a bit, because like I said, I need to get those strips of wood, which I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to do that. So yeah. And then the other thing I've done since the last video is I've actually set up the lens positions for my 16:9, which is my default, and my 235 where it shifts up. I'll go ahead and actually show that in an example in the next video. Also, just a quick update, the hitching I was experiencing did go away once I turned on the amplifier. So it's not able to play it, even the video only, hey, no biting, with the with the amp off. It just doesn't know what to do with it. So there's that. That'll wrap this up for now. And then, like I said, I'll have another update here. Probably buttoning everything down. You know, like I said, I'll have the blue panels up. I'll have the calibration done. All the curtains will be done. I don't know if I'm going to have the back wall finished. I know I'm not going to have the ceiling finished. And yeah, that'll be it for a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this today too, probably. I have, what, 2 or 3 that you haven't seen yet at this point. You know, starting with the base measurements and stuff that I've done. I guess I also haven't really done any measurements since I've put the curtains up. So I need to do that as well. That'll also probably be on the next video, just because why not. And yeah, I'll keep you updated as I plow along here. But it's pretty much coming to an end. Alright, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.